Hello everybody. Alright, here's my second video for the morning. So, you know how in society we've all been bred to understand the lie that the reason why people are poor is because they lack a certain degree or a certain education or a certain this or a certain that, right? Then when you get older, you begin to understand that there are certain people in society that run and control certain caveats of society that are greedy and selfish and manipulative, and also, I would add, very, very destructive. And the reason why I say that is this: these same people who come out and say you're poor because you don't have a degree or because you don't work hard enough, which we all now know is a huge or the hugest lie that has ever been told to us when we were like, say 4 or 5 years old. You understand? And let's take McDonald's workers for instance. Have you ever seen how many people these McDonald's workers have to basically serve? How many cars they have to serve? And how fast they have to do their best to serve these cars that's in the drive-thru? Let's talk about the drive-thru. We're not even talking about the people that are inside the store itself, but let's talk about the people that are at the drive-thru. You have many people who are belligerent and condescending because you work at McDonald's, which they shouldn't be, because these people are basically offering you a service for and preventing you from going home and preparing your own meals, which is what me and my family prefer to do anyway. I don't know when last we ate McDonald's. I don't really like fast food anymore. Right? Watch this. I stood in a McDonald's for 10 minutes. I mean, I ordered and whatever it is, and I was just being patient on my meal. And I looked at the McDonald's. I've looked at the McDonald's. And let me tell you something. There is no way, shape, or form I could find any cause to look at these people and call them lazy. And when these people are asking for $15 an hour, that's justified. I think it's lost on us as a people, whereas we're unsympathetic to the same people that are in this rat race with us. And we've allowed greedy, manipulative, destructive, and evil people to tell us that those people whom are working in the same rat race as us, whom are struggling in the same rat race as us, are beneath us and that they don't deserve our respect. When in fact, the laziest people are usually the people at the top. Because what work or value do they produce to you who are even going to McDonald's? What work, or value are these people at the top doing for you, the consumer, that deserves your respect of them, rather than only reaping the benefits of those at the bottom who are actually doing the work themselves? Many of these so-called CEOs and owners of the business of McDonald's or these corporations could never, ever, ever withstand a day in that kitchen in McDonald's. They could not. They can't withstand the heat that's coming in that kitchen, nor could they withstand the belligerence of the people that they have to deal with a smile on their face, right? Nor could they withstand the hundreds of orders that needs to be done in a timely manner. And we've allowed these people to dictate how we communicate, speak with, and deal with each other. We've allowed these people to dictate to us how we act towards one another, telling us that others are not worthy of us just because they work in a certain industry, when they are working just as hard as some of us, or even harder than some of us. Oh, it's just a service industry. You can get anybody to do it. Well, why don't you do it? I can't work at McDonald's. I can't work at McDonald's. I'm not cut out for that. I'm not cut out for it. I can't work at McDonald's. Like many times I said, boy, I'd love to work at McDonald's as a second job. And I look at it and I'm like, I am not cut out for McDonald's. I am not cut out for McDonald's. You understand? Or any of these service industries. I'm not cut out for it. I'm not cut out to deal with certain customers. I'm not cut out to deal with getting things done in a certain manner or in a certain time spread. I'm not patient enough with certain things. You understand? I'd probably want be the custodian also / janitor instead. I think I'd have preferred that than working in that hot kitchen. I can barely stay in the hot kitchen that my wife cooks in a lot more than... What the hell would I be doing in McDonald's? What the hell would I be doing in McDonald's? I can barely stay in my own kitchen when it gets too hot. That's why them say if you can't take the heat, stay out of the kitchen. It's true. It is true. It is not a lie. If you cannot take that heat, you have to go stay out of the kitchen. The kitchen is not for you. But back onto the topic of, how we've been lied to. Now let's move on to the second point. Education. So they claim that education basically will give you a opportunity at a better life. Right? Then as soon as these people come out with their bachelors and their degrees, and even some STEM people, not all STEM people, come out with their degrees, get a job right away. Right? So where do they put that degree to use if they can't get a job for a whole year in their field? Right? Alright, so if a lot of you don't understand what STEM degrees are science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. You understand? But I do believe that engineering and math basically fall under the same thing. Right? So what do these people do when they're not qualified for anything else? And they don't have a job and they need to start paying off their student loans. Well, guess where these people go to work? They start doing things like DoorDash. They start doing things like working at McDonald's. They start doing things like working at Amazon. They start doing things like working for FedEx, for the post office. I've met too many educated brothers. I know a couple of educated brothers right now. I know a virgin that just passed the bar. Right? I know a brethren that just passed the bar. And he has to take a low-level job because there's no work out there. So don't tell me that, oh, you know, education, better way to life, and the reason why a lot of people are poor is because they don't have the right education or the right working mindset. And I've come up from something. You guys are a bunch of liars. I know too many people who are educated and are struggling. You understand? Some of these people with education works in McDonald's. If a lot of you live in Philly, a lot of you know what I'm going to say in terms of one franchise. And you know the people overwork there. Because when I used to DoorDash those nights, you know you're not going to get your order on time once you get that order. And it's a Taco Bell on North Broad Street. You guys can't tell me nothing. If you're a DoorDasher and you go to Taco and you get an order for Taco Bell, just make that your last order for the night. Make that your very last order for the night, because you will never ever get that order within an hour. Nobody can tell me nothing. You will sit there in that parking lot on North Broad Street on that Taco Bell, and you will not get that DoorDash order for the longest while. It will be the only reason why it's possible that you will go there and pick up an order right away is because somebody, after waiting forever, probably cancel it, and then it finally gets ready and you pick up the order. You get the order on DoorDash and you go down there and you pick it up. Alright? That's the only way you can get that order on time. But I know a lot of people in Philly knows exactly what I'm talking about with that particular Taco Bell. Those people are overworked and obviously underpaid. Which is what a lot of these greedy corporations love to do and love to co-sign and love to justify. You understand? They love to justify the abuse of people. They love it. They love it. But let me tell you something. Like I said before, a time is coming when nobody's gonna own anything, and all these greedy cats, believe me, a lot of people know exactly who owns what. And if you aren't in your so-called, you have to come out to a secret place eventually, to the Mad Max world. And once you come out, you're going to get what's coming to you. You are going to get your comeuppance. You understand? You're going to reap what you sow. You've been sowing this for you've been sowing this for generations. Your great grandfather did it. Your grandfather do it. You do it, and you want your sons to do it. You take advantage of people. You don't hear their cries. You don't care about their cries. You don't want to treat them equally. You call them lazy. You tell them that they don't want to work because they don't want to do slave work. And it's even worse than slave work, because at least slaves got fed, even if it's the worst part of the food or the worst part of the animals. In any case, people, that's my second rant. I just believe that, I wanted to talk about how people who claim that people who are poor, that was the biggest lie that we were told. That was the biggest lie we were told. We were told that people who were poor because they were lazy, were poor because they didn't have the right education, were poor because You understand? They don't make the right decisions in life. And we're seeing that that's actually not true for a lot of, for many people. For many people. We see a lot of uneducated people soaring to new heights. Like how the old commercial in Jamaica used to be. Soaring to new heights. Right? We see a lot of uneducated people owning billion-dollar companies. We see a lot of uneducated people becoming millionaires even on YouTube. Now, I am not going to get up and encourage anybody to do that, because that's like probably the hardest thing to do. Because Mr. Beast facing his own problems right now. You understand? Mr. Beast facing his own problems right now. So other than that, it's just the biggest lie that we were told, that people who were poor and impoverished were in this manner because they were lazy, and because they didn't make the right choices in life, and because they didn't have the right education. Rather than we have a lot of poor people because there are a lot more greedy people who have control over society and its policies, that cause a lot more people to become poor and impoverished, no matter their education or no matter their work ethic in society. Anyway, people, peace. I am out. I'll see you in the next video. I'm almost at work.